It's what
Hello?
I do best.
We already started one, but we're restarting because Jordan.
I had to blow my nose.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
You know, I'm mad because we have no good
Hello?
snacks. And I need snacks, and it's a
That's
Saturday
because you
night.
ate them all.
Yeah.
You ate all the food.
I have
It's been a week.
wait,
That's an
time out.
acceptable amount of time.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does not having snacks give you anxiety?
Yes. But eating too
Then
much
don't
also gives me anxiety.
engorge yourself at nighttime with all the food. Everything's gone. All the snack
I
food,
don't even
everything.
consciously really remember half the food I eat during the nighttime.
Anxiety.
No, listen. She might really be eating in her sleep.
That's
She
what
does.
I do.
She does.
Do you sleepwalk?
I hope I don't yet.
Shut up. You're stressing me out.
Okay, on the count of 3, we all say
I ate a
hello.
whole thing of Olive Garden
Shut up,
breadsticks
listen.
in my sleep.
On the count.
Cold.
On the count of 3, we all say hello. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
Good.
That was
You're
pretty
so
good.
Welcome back to Glue Talk. Today's topic
Yeah.
is anxiety. Hopefully, we can get through this and be all right. Sarah, do you want to go first again?
Okay. Anxiety.
She went first last time.
Every day of my life.
Me too.
Stop. Stop. You will get your turn. I need to focus. I also have ADHD.
Me too.
Okay. I have anxiety every single day.
You have ADHD.
It's not funny anymore. Seriously, stop.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just asking.
But
a
you're
simple
interrupting me, and then I can't do my part.
This is reality.
We'll do
Exactly.
we'll
This
do
is the
question-
reality. So this
we'll
is
do
why we're not
questions at
editing.
the end.
What?
We'll do questions to each
You
other
need
at
to
the end.
shut up. Okay, it's my turn.
I also
Sarah's
have
time to
Walmart.
talk as she continues to talk. Good day to do anxiety because, bitch, it's up here. Okay, every day of my life. I would honestly rather go through depression than anxiety.
Yes.
It's not even funny. Like, I'm just annoyed.
Well, it's true.
Okay, we will restart
Because
it one time.
things can turn my mood around when I'm depressed.
No, this is a good run.
Things can turn my mood around when I'm depressed, but like when I'm anxietied out, nothing calms me down. So obviously it's really bad right now with everything that has happened, and since we're still in the court process and like
I'm
in the
scared.
thick of it. So anywho, today my anxiety is really bad and I don't know why. I guess I am pretty stressed out about money and stuff today, so that could be a factor. But I'm just at home. I'm not doing anything. I didn't go out. Social interactions are really bad for me. Like, I overthink how I look, how I'm talking, how I sound, the things that come out of my mouth. Like, what are people thinking of me? And this is like constantly the whole time. And
Me
it
too.
makes it hard. It makes it so hard for me to just relax and like have a good time, and it's honestly like really debilitating and exhausting, and I freaking hate it.
You just gotta realize that nobody gives a shit.
So I take trazodone at night when things are really bad and I can't sleep, and then I take hydroxyl during the day to just take the edge off. Like, when was Skyly's field trip?
2 days ago.
Sky had a field trip to go to the roller skating rink, and Travis was with me, Jordan was with me, and it was just a bunch of 4th graders. And my anxiety was super high, like for no reason. Anytime I leave the house, it's just really bad. And even people coming over, it's just everything. Like, it's not just one thing, it's everything. Making phone calls are so hard for me.
Yeah?
Like, the simplest things are so hard for me, and I hate it. Like, it makes me feel like a child. Just having discussions gives me anxiety, but I'm not like a fucking weirdo. Like, I can function, but it does affect me up here. I just don't say anything about it. But so when I get anxiety, like, there's a crap ton of thoughts going through my head, and then I'm like fidgeting a lot. My heart is racing really fast. I can't keep my focus. And I just feel really uncomfortable, like the whole time. Like right now, I feel uncomfortable, and I'm on my own bed with my family. So, anxiety is terrible. Doing anything new, I don't like it. And I used to be like, I could care less about anything, like outgoing and all that stuff and doing new things, but it's just really hard for me, and that's a struggle every day. But I don't let it stop me from doing things. Like, I'm still amazed that I was an aircraft mechanic, because flying scares the shit out of me too. And like being the only girl there surrounded by men doing things for the first time, I don't know. I really don't know. I was a whole nother person. I don't know how that happened. But so yeah, I hate it. And then when my anxiety is at its worst, that's when I get panic attacks. And when I get panic attacks, my entire body shuts down. I'm scared to death. I cannot breathe. Um I just feel like I'm going to die. And nothing stops it. The only thing that helps is when Travis tells me to breathe and he counts with me and rubs my back. And that's about it. So I'm still learning coping mechanisms for anxiety, but deep breathing really helps me. And like calm music when I'm anxietied out. Um, and that's really the only thing that takes my mind off of it. Everything else doesn't really help me. So that's my thingy spiel.
For me, my anxiety isn't super. I don't have a whole lot of anxiety per se. Mine manifests itself almost immediately into panic. If it's gonna get panicky, I'm gonna panic immediately. So the only things that make me like nervous or give me anxiety are like taking my dog new places, because I don't know how people are gonna react to him, because he's a lot to handle for some people. He is super energetic. He's not like, he doesn't misbehave per se, but he's a baby. He's still learning things, so it makes me nervous that other people aren't going to understand that, and that he's overwhelming to other people. Another big piece of anxiety for me is flying. Like you said, flying gives me a whole lot of anxiety, but I do better if I'm by myself. I don't know what the thought process is there, but like, I fly better by myself versus with somebody else. Um,
Not me. I will be having a whole ass silent panic attack in my seat and nobody knows.
Listen, you know what okay, so what makes me nervous about flying is turbulence. I hate turbulence because I feel like turbulence is going to knock the plane out of the air. That's not going to happen. But, so I told myself, the plane isn't in the air, it's on Michigan roads. We are hitting potholes in the air, and it works. That is a great coping mechanism for me. I'm like, Michigan roads, potholes.
A lot of
boom, boom, boom.
yourself.
We're good.
Like real brain.
But that's not true.
But in my head, that's what's happening, and it makes it better.
Butterfly effect, a placebo effect, whatever.
Basically, I have more panic attacks than I do anxiety attacks. My panic attacks are very similar to yours. However, with mine, so it used to be that my head would get like really hot, and I would start to feel like dizzy, and it was almost like a rush of adrenaline went through me, and then I felt like I was going to pass out.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can't breathe. It feels like my heart is jumping all over the place. Like, I remember there was one time Terry had to take me to the hospital because my panic attack was that bad. And we were sitting there, they had me on a heart monitor because my heart rate was so high, and it dropped down to like a good number, and then it shot up to like 160 in like 2.2 seconds, to where the nurse came in and she was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Clearly not, but I will be." So and I should be medicated for it, and I'm not. And they say that like depression medications help with panic attacks and things, but
It does.
Does it? Because I haven't tried it yet. So
You get
I
really
have
lucky.
had a lot less panic attacks since I've been
I used to get 'em, like,
medicated. When I was not medicated, that's when they were the worst.
I used
And
to get
it's
like 1 to 3 a day.
it's not funny, but it's funny, like, thinking about me now, like, when I've had them, because I just, like, I just drop to the floor and I start crying, like, immediately bawling my eyes out, and I will tell Travis, I'm about to have a panic attack. Because it doesn't, like, it, it's hard to explain. Like, it doesn't slowly progress, it's quick,
Yeah, it just comes out of
but it
nowhere.
does progress. Like, your
You-
whole body and your
Goes numb.
mental state switches,
Yep.
and then you know what's about to happen, but there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Mhm.
And then when it comes full effect, you're just like, you have no
Stuck.
control
Sometimes
of
it happens for like 10
anything.
minutes. Sometimes it goes on for like 2 hours, on and off.
Yeah, I've had them
Debilitating.
go on for a long time. A long time. I've had to leave work. I got pulled over because I was speeding to get to the hospital. Like, it has gotten really bad because I will convince myself that I'm going to die. Like, I will, right then and there's nothing anybody can do to stop it. I'm going to drop dead right here. And why?
Mm-hmm.
Simply because your heart is racing and you can't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the scariest. Like, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I really wouldn't. That and kidney stones. Whew, that's a whole nother thing.
That
But
and what?
kidney stones.
Kidney stones.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Girl, what? You ain't never had a kidney
You know,
stone.
but I'm scared too.
Yeah, you don't ever want that. You also don't ever want panic attacks. Panic attacks are horrible.
But I used to have them like 1 to 3 times a day, and now I only have them 1 to 3 times a week. So it's the medicine does work.
Yeah. I should look into actually being on medication. So that's something that I need to work on for me within my own anxiety, my own panic. Because I was diagnosed with panic disorder and anxiety. And I'm like, well, don't they kind of go hand in hand? A little bit. Like, they walk together. But no, yeah, they get really, really, really bad. And something similar that helps me, that helps you too, is like, it used to be like Terry's presence was enough. That he was just there, and then my brain was like, nah, bitch, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
You ain't fooling us no more. So they would get worse.
Mhm.
And then he would have to physically put his head like on my chest, and he would tap my heartbeat so that I knew my heart was beating at a steady pace. And it helped. And that's slowly starting to not help anymore. Now my brain is like, nope, you need to be medicated. And that's the only way to stop this. Because like when I go to the hospital, they would give me what is it? The long word for it is like lorazepam.
Mhm.
What is the name of that?
Oh, I don't know. I gotta read my bottles on the daily.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
girl,
remember
I know
what
mine.
I can't remember what it's called.
Yours is easy. Zoloft.
I used to have 2 mood stabilizers, my nighttime medicine, my anxiety medicine, my stupid birth control, my Zoloft, and then something else.
Well, it's not your turn yet. It's talking about me. It's about me. Thank you. So they would give me medicine in the hospital, so then my brain was like, okay, well, this helps. Now you need that. But then I was told that medication actually can have adverse effects and can make it worse in the long run. Can give you like memory loss, all types of crazy stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe not do that. But yeah,
Every medicine has its downfalls. You just gotta choose the one that's best for you, and then be conscious of even things that you're eating, like, or aspirin that you take, or anything that you're adding on top of your medicine that could have a chemical effect.
See, that is thank you for reminding me. That is another one of my major triggers for anxiety. So the way that I grew up, I was around a lot of addicts my entire life, and majority of those addicts started with prescription drugs. So I would see them take prescription drugs and then take a different prescription medication with it, and then this medication with it, and then this one, and they would mix them all together to make like a cocktail, really. So seeing that, I no longer, even still to this day, and actually I have another family member that has the same exact issue that I do, but we went through the same things. So I won't take, if I don't know what it's going to do to me, I will not take it. I will not mix like a Tylenol and a Motrin. I won't mix anything. I will not. If I take a Motrin in the morning, even though it's been almost 8 hours later, I won't drink that day. Nothing. I won't do anything.
Water?
Well, yeah, I'm saying alcohol. I won't drink alcohol with any type of medication whatsoever, which you shouldn't anyway, but or like I will literally ask my doctor, how is this going to make me feel? What is this going to do to me? Because it would give me so much anxiety. Same reason I don't smoke weed. Because it gives me anxiety, because it makes, I don't like the way that it makes me feel. I don't like not having control of my body, and I feel like when I smoke weed, it would not allow me to have control of my body because I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. I don't like being numb like that. That's not my cup of tea.
Or when I smoke weed, I just my nostalgia comes in and I get all creative and I'm happy. I'm living life. I feel like I'm more in tune with everything when I smoke
Okay, that's
weed.
great, but you were doing it behind everyone's back and you're 16, so let's not talk about that portion of your...
I agree. But here, Jordan, you want this microphone? You can now tell your story.
Okay.
Hey, bitches!
Everybody's eardrum. No, I'm not gonna do you like I did my PlayStation parties. This tank top sucks.
Behave yourself.
No, that's impossible.
What?
Behave yourself.
I can't do that actually. Screw rules. School. I don't know. Anyways.
Anxiety, Jordan. Anxiety.
Anxiety. Everything.
She is giving me
every
so much
single
anxiety.
thing. I give people anxiety. I'm under constant anxiety. It started, I think, when I was in the 2nd grade. I started figuring out that I have a subconscious brain. And I was like, whoa. I started just having conversations with myself in my head. And I started, I know, but I started zoning out all the time. And I didn't like that. And I don't remember most of my memories because of anxiety. And I was just always zoned the frick out. And that gives me such anxiety. Always me being zoned out. And I just can't be in. Like, I'm always multitasking, so I don't remember a lot of things as I should. But, like, when I'm not multitasking, I got anxiety. So it's a lot. The biggest thing that gives me anxiety is time and how much time I have wasted. And then I have, like, these little things I, like, think of. It's like, I get a flashback from a Family Guy episode, and I get delusional, and it's like, bitch, what if I've been napping ever since, or what if I've been sleeping ever since 2020 or something? That's a stupid example. And then I'm like, oh my god, that would be logical, because I don't remember any of the time. I don't remember anything. That is, oh my god. But the biggest thing is time, because past 4 years, I've been wasting nonstop, and I feel like I don't have enough time to do every single thing I want to do, and I want to do a lot of things, and I feel like I won't be able to do it. And then the other thing is I won't be able to enjoy myself if I'm always doing these things. Like, I want to do theater this summer. I want to do jiu-jitsu, but I want to do tennis training, and I want to get a part-time job. And I still want to be able to hang out with my friends a decent amount, and I feel like I don't have enough time for that, and that sucks. And then we also got me, like, whenever I'm in basketball, I see literal 8th graders better than me, but that's because those bitches are living the life. They have supportive parents. They have the friends.
Somebody come get this child.
They've been just put in this stuff. And, bitch, I never was put in no sports. I was just, whatever I wanted to do, I could do. And it just makes me mad that 8th graders are better than me, because
that is not the topic today.
No, because, like, bitch.
Does it give you anxiety?
Yes, it gives me anxiety. And I'm just like, I'm never going to be that good. I'm never going to be good. Anyways.
I understand what she's saying with time, though. Because I thank you for reminding me of that trigger, Jordan. I put that one to the back of my head.
Time.
Time is my biggest anxiety.
You know, time is a man-made concept. Think about that.
Yeah, but
That's out of clock.
24 hours in a day, that is because of the sun.
Yes,
And
but time is a man-made concept.
yeah.
Without a clock, you wouldn't know what time it is.
I'm just
So,
talking about
in
all the.
conclusion, overthinking gives us all anxiety.
I have
Yeah.
10 more things to talk about, ho.
Stop. First of all, and second of all, I'm not saying we're done.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just saying, as a whole, overthinking is a huge anxiety trigger for all three of us.
I always overthink. That's a big anxiety
Okay,
thing.
continue on with your 10
So,
different things.
Ever since I was in 9th grade after my mom died, I've had really bad OCD, but we're talking about that next week. And OCD is one of my OCD and my anxiety go hand in hand like a little scissor party. And basically, I'm not gonna, that's a whole 20 minutes of talking right there about my OCD. But my anxiety, it's just like I used to get night terrors, and I didn't want to go to sleep because the thought of death scared me so much when my mom died. And like I would watch The Shining, and I ended up having panic attacks for whatever reason, and everybody would just be in the moment, living their life. I would just be stuck, like arguing with myself in my head. And when I was in 6th grade, that's when I first started getting social anxiety. No, that was during COVID. I started getting social anxiety, but I started being very conscious of like how I talk and stuff, and I started overthinking about the way I look, obviously, during like her, and
What?
like what you said when you were in public and stuff. Like I was just nonstop. Like, am I saying too much? Like I was just focusing on what I had to say, so I don't really remember any of my conversations. Like I was like, am I being too annoying? Am I being too boring? And I would ended up rushing conversations and stuff, or like I ended up, yeah. It was a situation, and I could never just enjoy myself because I was always too worried on my part and if the people are gonna like me. But that's not just that. It's just like I was just constantly stuck on the most stupid stuff. And I'm gonna get more into that another day. I want one episode just for myself.
You can't do that in the microphone.
What?
Blow everybody's eardrums out.
I hope you are enjoying your ears. Fun party
Phone
time.
calls give me anxiety too.
Phone calls give me anxiety too.
Like, not me making phone calls, yes, but like hearing my phone ringing and it's a phone call gives me anxiety because of bad phone calls.
I
Like
used to just,
PTSD.
whenever my dad would call me, I would just get like, I wanted to talk to him most of the time because one of my things was like with you and Terry. For some reason, I kept just going over there because I felt like my anxiety wasn't bad, like my OCD wasn't bad there until it started becoming bad there.
What do you mean? You mean Terry?
Like, I'm talking about Savannah when she said like when she's with Terry, her panic attacks won't go off and stuff. That's what I did with my dad's house, and then it started around this year because of all the stuff that I figured out about him. But he was like very funny and like distractible like 70% of the time, and the reason why I loved going there was because
We're not talking about
we're
anything
just talking
that does with that.
was because of all of the facts I'd get and like all of the history and stuff, which is my favorite topic. It's history
Okay,
and
so
politics.
facts is a coping mechanism for you.
Yeah, and just learning about history and just learning. Yeah, I like being educated and like being like a little trivia crack. So basically, the unknown gives me anxiety. Social situations give me major anxiety. I will not talk to a new person. I hate doing new things in front of people. I'm always scared feeling like everybody's watching me when they're not. So I do not do anything that would embarrass myself and that just like normal people just have lives. This year this year I did drama and talking to people and just like I just had a way I thought they were thinking of me, and I thought I just couldn't change. Like I was just too scared to talk to the people who were just like being themselves. Just they did not give a shit. That's like the least bit of people that would care is drama people. So yeah, just social situations, time, not being as smart as I should in subjects like math and stuff. My memory gives me the most anxiety because since I'm always zoned out, trying to prevent panic attacks and stuff. I don't remember a lot of the real life situations because I can never be in the moment, and that gives me anxiety. But the biggest thing is time, people, social situations, OCD, when my depression goes off, my anxiety is 10 times worse, and like nothing will make it go away. Like one day, like David and Tyrone were over, and then they left, and I started like getting all zoned out and stuff and in my head, and I ended up going to play tennis, and that made me feel better. And then we went to a garage band concert, so stuff like that. I just love like being like doing like random spontaneous stuff when my anxiety's going off, because it's like one of the only few cures. I used to smoke weed a lot, and the biggest thing that gives me anxiety when I smoke weed is fiending for more and not getting any. That was a main anxiety thing. Whenever I think about the months of this year, December to February, it gives me major anxiety. Very bad.
So
Same.
what have you been doing to help with it?
I just like make myself go out of my comfort zone. That helps a lot. It makes me feel a sense of accomplishment. I always listen to music, and music gives me anxiety too, because I listen to so much music in the world. I listen to so much music. I feel like I don't have the time to truly enjoy the music, because I want to listen to these few albums like 5 times. But I literally like almost every single genre of music, that it's like 3,000 songs on Spotify. I have to try to organize, and then even thinking of the artists I want to listen to, and I can't remember what, because that's so much. That gives me anxiety. Like the fact that I want to listen to my friends' SoundCloud favorite songs, and it's like 300 something, and I don't feel like we got enough time this summer. That gives me anxiety, and then we have to plan out the time, because, oh my god, every single stupid thing gives me anxiety. When I watch a TV show, and I think of, how does people go through so many shows like that quick with the little amount of time? That gives me anxiety.
Coping mechanisms.
And my coping mechanism, I guess, is just watching TV, even though that's one thing that gives me anxiety. And then being with my grandma, being with my family, being with comfortable people. I mean, not comfortable, like my close ones.
It's all about
Being around my circle makes it better. Basketball makes it better. Just like working on my skills, I know I should be better at, because the one thing that makes me mad, gives me anxiety, is there's always going to be people above me, because I wasted so much time just doing nothing. So I hate that there's like half the people above me, and I don't want it to be. I want to be above everybody else. So
it's all about healthy coping skills, which I know all 3 of us can.
oh, I got a
Work
decent amount of
on,
healthy ones, but
like,
it just always
okay,
gets
don't
stuck in my
interrupt me when
head.
I'm talking, please. Thank you. Healthy coping mechanisms. Like if you have a negative thought, this is something I've been working on the past couple of days. When a negative thought comes in, replace it with a positive thought. Or I started playing with my hair a lot, and she said something that made me want to say something. So mental health obviously is a very real, what's the word I'm looking for? Issue. What's a better word than issue?
Epidemic.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So
mental health is an epidemic that nobody seems to care about.
yeah, when I was Jordan's age,
Oh well,
like,
now people care. Not in
it
the
was
90s
not
and
really a thing that was talked about. And if you went through it, it's like, why are you going through that? Like,
From,
my
like-
dad would always tell me, why are you, like, what do you have to be depressed about and stuff. But it is very real. People go through it, and it affects their life, and it ruins a lot. It takes away
so much
a lot of their lives, like me personally. And when people like belittle you for that or treat you differently, it's really hurtful, and it sticks with you. Like a couple months ago, I was at a social event, and I was playing with my hair because I was super nervous and I had a lot of anxiety, and comments were made of like why I'm doing things and it's weird and stuff like that. And so if you do that, shame on you. And you know who you are.
There would be some girls who would record me whenever I was going through a panic attack at school, and they would just record and laugh at me, and they were the basic bitches. Like, I cannot stand when people think they're smarter or more superior to you because you have anxiety and you can't hide it that well.
You know what it was? You know what, like, depression, anxiety, all that stuff, all the mental health things were called when we were Jordan's age? Emo. We were emo. That's what it was. It wasn't, you didn't have mental health problems. You were a certain type of kid. You were a certain type of kid, you were the outcast. And actually, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. So not only will we be wearing blue, but we'll also be wearing green this month at some point. Oh, look, I have green on. Yeah,
I'm
so-
still in the same shirt from Wednesday.
Listen, nobody
I
needed
was
to know
sick.
that. Nobody
I've
needed to
been
know
sick.
that.
I used that was my whole December to February of this year and COVID. I feel like time was just my time from COVID up until 10th grade. It was just all a blur. I felt there was no such thing as time because I spent every single day either drinking or smoking.
That's
It's like-
mental health. My whole childhood is a blur. Yesterday
Yeah.
was a blur.
I
You
can
know-
My whole
understand.
life is a blur.
I feel like dudes have better memories than girls because they're more one-track minded.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Terry can't remember where his toilet paper is.
Well,
Oh.
I'm so mad because David, he smoked like, oh my god, he smoked like Snoop Dogg, and he has such a good memory. He can remember something from when he was freaking 3 years old, or like half
I
of
think
his.
it's just person to person.
I
on
know.
And
that.
trauma.
Yeah, and trauma. But anyway, so this month being Mental Health Awareness Month, we'll try to make sure that we stay on topic with mental health issues and coping skills and things that we can do for each other and hopefully help somebody else with their mental health and knowing and understanding that we all go through different things, but yet we all have gone through probably something similar. And if even one thing that any of the three of us has said resonates with anybody else, that's great. If it resonates with somebody else and helps them in a positive light, that's great. That's what we want. We want to be uplifting. We want to help each other and do better. Just do better.
For real.
Yeah,
You
'cause a
only
big,
live
like-
once, and it just goes by just like that.
You do only live once, and all the cliche quotes are so true. Like, appreciate everything and don't take things for granted because so
Or
many
else
things
you're
have
gonna
been
end
ripped
up
away
80
from us
years old
personally.
one day and depressed because you didn't fulfill, you don't live the life that you wanted to live, or you didn't even know what to do, but you just end up depressed, old hag.
But
Right.
another
We don't want that.
Let Sarah finish her sentence.
a coping mechanism that I want to end on is talking about it because nobody really wants to talk about this stuff. Today, things are better and there is more awareness of mental health, but it is still not, it's kind of still taboo, and people just don't feel comfortable talking about what they go through. And I get that, but with me personally, when I talk about things out loud, it not only gets it out of my body, but I am able to realize things. Like, I will, like, if you and I have a conversation and I'll be like, well, I don't know why I have such bad anxiety today. I did this, I did this. You can realize and you can pinpoint what may have caused your anxiety and things that you can do to help it in the future.
Yeah, you begin to realize, you begin to understand and pinpoint triggers. And then you can learn better coping mechanisms. Like, you can avoid those situations if necessary, or you can, when you come across certain situations, that it's going to cause you anxiety, so you can prepare yourself for it. But again, talking about it helps so much, and bringing awareness to it. Like, these are things that, we all go through. I don't care who you are. At some point in your life, you've had some kind of anxiety, whether it's a work meeting, a conversation you have to have with somebody, a phone call, anything or just even within yourself. But talking about it and bringing it out and open helps so much. So again, that's why we do what we do, because nobody wants to talk about it, so we will.
Literally, I'm about to make a shirt that says I have anxiety, like right now, because then I can wear it and people know I'm having anxiety. Like, I swear to God, if you are a person that struggles with anxiety, I guarantee 100%, if you were to walk into a social gathering and at least one other person was like, I have really bad anxiety right now, you'll be like, bitch, me too. We're good. Like, let's get through this.
And then we can bond
You find
together.
a little anxiety, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, I think that today was very productive for everybody, and I think that we're going to wrap it up with that so that Sarah can make her shirt, because that's a really cute idea.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to buy that shirt,
Website.
We will show you where to do that.
It's in the link on our YouTube channel. Also in the video that Travis created.
Yes, it's in the video that Travis created for us.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.